clearly we've all been working from home from for a while now, and we have all migrated to far ends of the earth. Juan, you're in a coffee shop. Where is your coffee shop located?
Uh, let's say this one is in San Francisco, so I'm nearby
Oh
you.
yes, yeah, I'm in your area.
Yeah,
And
we're
then Lauren, where are you?
I'm at Crater Lake in Ecuador. So I just decided to extend my trip here that I have been on.
Yeah, but
Few
since we're
weeks.
all working from home so seamlessly, we literally can work from anywhere, right?
So
yeah,
yeah,
But to
that's true.
accompany a blog post, which I would fully recommend reading as well, now that we're living this and this is going to be our life probably for another month or so, we wanted to talk through a few of the areas that are important when establishing good best practices, including screaming babies in the background. Because no matter which way you spin it, like this time is a juggle for everyone. But we have honed in on some of those things that you can probably make a little bit better to have a better work from home environment. So one of those is your actual work area. So Juan, talk me through like what your work setup is.
Um, so for me, I think making my work from home setup look like what I have back at the office, it has been the best part. I'm so used to working with at least two screens that without that, I feel like I'm not productive. And I also tend to go back and forth between multiple computers. So just having a big desk with those two screens, comfortable keyboard, a good mouse has made a whole difference on keeping me going.
Nice. Actually, I was on an interesting call just the other day, and there's actually chiropractors out there that are doing a virtual assessment of your work from home environment, where they will like make suggestions of like, oh, if you put your computer on a couple books, you're looking at it straight on, so it's a little bit more ergonomic. But I do think obviously posture, getting up and down is important. Making sure that you're sitting with correct posture is all like things that we should be thinking about as we're drilling away at the computer on a daily basis. Awesome. And then we wanted to highlight on kind of what that daily routine looks like. So for me, I always start my morning off as much as possible, except for today because it's rainy, which is why we all have these virtual backdrops, of getting out of the house and going for a little bit of a walk before kicking things off. And to me, that's been like my moment of Zen. It helps me organize my thoughts. And then when I get down to do work, I try to calendar as much stuff as possible, because what I find is if it exists on the calendar, it's going to get done. If it doesn't exist on the calendar, for me, it's going to be out of sight, out of mind. And I'll be like, oh, well, I can take care of that tomorrow, you know? So I think the biggest realization for people as I'm having conversations with clients or whatever have you is like, when you're sitting down to work, you're doing work. And if you don't have anything to work on or you need a break, like there's nothing wrong with going to the grocery store in the middle of the day. Like as long as your work is getting done, and you both have heard me say this a bunch, but like it can happen at 7 o'clock at night if that's when you want it to happen, or it can happen at 9 o'clock in the morning. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be that strict 9 to 5, as long as you're managing yourself. And I think that is more of what it boils down to in the daily routine, is like, how are you staying on top of things so that you aren't letting tasks fall by the wayside, and how are you keeping yourself motivated, right?
Yeah, I think that's true. Like sometimes I go through a block halfway through the day and I can't do anything and I have to go and walk around the living room for a bit and do something different or even play a quick game. And then I come back and I'm back fresh and my mind is clear and I'm being so much productive than probably the past hour before the break.
Definitely. And I know the last time that we recorded a little video, we had just introduced Slack as kind of our primary team communication platform. And how do you guys think it's working?
it is really nice that it pushes to your phone and kind of acts like, like an instant messaging platform, because it is. But so yeah, if something comes through overnight, like I just look at my phone when I wake up and it's right there, like a text message. I don't get push notifications when it goes to my phone, just to kind of like keep things separate. But if it's something really important, then Slack is there.
Nice. How about you, Juan?
I am enjoying that it goes to my Mac because sometimes I forget to check my phone. And I'm the one with the weird Android phone who doesn't always work right all the time. So it's great to know that my laptop is gonna like flash and beep and I'm not gonna miss something. I also like that it has served us help us keep that like social work communication separate while still keeping like the social part and like the random pet pictures and just the fun jokes that we will normally do while sitting together in the office. They still somehow happen virtually.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then, we wanted to kind of close with how, your feedback of team management has been. I know for me personally, keeping our consistent weekly meeting and kind of our weekly stand-up keeps me centered of and in the know of what's going on with you. I think having flexibility with that workday structure is definitely something that, I've made a conscious effort of. I don't need to, be micromanaging you 9 to 5, making sure that you're doing everything. We can be flexible in that. Is there anything else that you've noticed, like as we've been managing ourselves and I've kind of been managing you that has come to mind?
I think for me, it has been great to know that our normal workday is we're set up to be mobile enough that the change hasn't been terrible. Like we're used to sometimes not working from the same place, running halfway through a client meeting, but still keeping posted. So, definitely like on a time like this, Trello shows how powerful it is and how it is for like you, Greg, to stay on track of what is Juan working on or where is he at with his projects. Same for Lauren. Like you can just get a bird's eye view on where we at with things, and
Mhm.
we're still available for each other for those like quick questions where we can help each other just with a random task within a project.
Obviously there's no replacement for in person in my opinion, but that being said, like, a 5-minute Zoom call can be just that. Like it's easier for me to show you and share out my screen, and I think we're all fluent enough to do that. And that would be my encouragement for any client who's struggling with that, is the more you do it, the easier it gets. So don't think you have to jump on someone's calendar and carve out 30 minutes. Like a Zoom meeting can be a quick let me show you this. Slack can be a quick, like, here's a random thought, answer it when you have time. And you don't have to flood everyone's inbox with 8 million emails a day with things that could have been a easier conversation. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, as things continue to develop, we'll probably continue to evolve as well. But this is kind of our check-in for a couple months into working from home. I think we're all finding our new normal, whatever that new normal may be, each and every week. And one thing that is exciting about this is I do think that this has longer-term implications as well, of people being more willing to allow work from home and allow more flexibility in what that workday looks like. So we'll continue to explore that as well. Awesome. Thank you, everyone.